Good morning, it's Ayya Vimala, and it's Thursday, July the 2nd. I had to find a calendar to make sure I had the days right. Today's Thursday. We're coming up for a big holiday weekend, typically in America, and I think there's a lot of fear in the country. Our Independence Day is part of our problem, right? Our need for independence, and I think Americans have it kind of built. We have it built into our just our nature that we should be able to do whatever we want to do, and if we're not hurting anybody else, that's okay. And in this situation now with the virus and the resurgence of so many cases, it isn't safe for us to be back doing things the way we did 4 months ago without potentially being great harm to ourselves and great harm to others. So we're going through a struggle. I think it's a struggle that we're all experiencing. I had to go to a store yesterday just to get some things that I needed here at home, and there was a large sign, and everybody here, all the stores that the grocery stores I've been to, and the stores where I go to buy food for the squirrels and the chipmunks in my yard, everyone wears masks, and they're very careful. And I was going into a store, and there was a large sign. You couldn't miss it. The people in front of me were reading it out loud, and it said you must wear a mask in the store due to a national emergency. And everybody I saw going into the store had on masks, but there were 3 young people in their 20s in front of me. Looked like they were, happy and carefree, and one of them didn't have on a mask. And he read the sign out loud and then went right into the store. And they were selling masks for people, very cheap, reasonable price masks, right in the front of the store. It was the first thing you came to. And he went over, and he and his friends looked at the sign and made a comment about the mask, that you could buy a mask, and then walked right by it and went back into the store. And he was a big, tall guy, and was kind of laughing all the way. And I watched myself, and I wanted to chase after him and just say, "What are you doing? Why are you here? Why don't you? You could wrap a bandana around your face. Why are you in this store without a mask?" And I held off from doing it. I didn't want to. I thought his friends might do something or buy him a mask, and I saw him leaving the store with one of his friends later, but I don't know. I looked around for a store employee. There was no one watching the door and reminding people to put on a mask, and I see that in a lot of other stores. And I realized I felt completely hopeless. There aren't enough employees in most stores, but the ones that do have someone have taken care of that problem for the rest of us because they have the authority of being an employee. And I felt helpless, and I felt lost all interest in wanting to shop there. But I thought, this is a young man who looks like he'd be, in most cases, as a teacher, I would have enjoyed a student like him, and he certainly didn't look like a mean, vicious person. But I thought his act of walking through that store without a mask was a mean, cruel act for himself and for everyone he passed by. But I could watch my own reaction and just feel that anger arise. And so I know, I have to keep practicing myself all the time to not let to let loving kindness prevail and not let that anger get the best of me. And in that situation, I didn't want to go up to him and get up close to him and say, please, sir, would get into a discussion about it. All I could do would, if I had an extra mask, maybe I would have gone up and handed it to him. But I certainly could see a whole world of reactions coming in. I was angry, and I thought at the same time, like, why aren't we making him put on a mask? And felt helpless to be the agent to go and do it myself. So it was a good lesson for me to realize I have to keep practicing. I have to know in a situation like that what I'm going to do. And if I'd gone to more trouble, I could, who knows? I could have gone to, there was no customer service department. I looked for an employee and they all were so busy, I tried to let it go. And then later I saw him leaving the store after maybe 10 minutes. So what I'm aware of is that anger is there for me, that it rises up, and it was all I could do to not be rude to him. Probably a good thing for him and me that he was walking really fast, because I would have had to trot down the aisle to catch up with him. But this is what we're all dealing with every day. There are things that make it easier for us to be provoked. If we see someone who's not, for me it was, he's not paying attention to what's going on in the world right now. And we know that this area, the area where I'm living in, has been very good about wearing masks and following most of the rules, but all we have to do is listen to the news or read about the news or watch any newscast, and all we're hearing is we're having this tremendous surge of the virus, of people having COVID-19, and we need to be on the alert. We need to be careful. We're not moving ahead with opening things up, and some places are going backwards and reversing, and that's our reality. This is going to be our reality for a long time, and I have to be on the alert as much as anybody else. I don't have any. I rarely go out, so when I do, I don't want to be going out and becoming angry with another person or feeling I'm at risk if I go to that same store again. Hopefully there's some answer to some of these questions that I'm sure we're all having, but I think we can't stand by and be silent and we need to speak out. We need to, probably the best I can do is write a letter or try to talk to someone at a higher level of management. The store, people working in the local store maybe feel overwhelmed with the amount of work they have to do. So it's a new phase we're going through, and I hope everyone listening and watching, I hope you're all being very conservative, and if wearing a mask is conservative. I read this morning that the president is considering perhaps wearing a mask sometimes. So maybe that's great progress. But if you are a leader, if you are the head of a family or a parent, either the mom or dad or the oldest kid in the family, any place you have a leadership role, please get the lessons that we're learning from this virus, that leadership is a tremendous responsibility, to be a good leader and to set by example. And I know as a parent that that's about the only way we teach our kids is by our own examples. So move forward in this brave new world, because for quite a while this world is going to be tilted more than it's usually tilted on its axis. And I think we have to acknowledge that we're moving into a new kind of normal or unnormal, and it's going to be a long time here before we really feel safe. And we have to be aware of that at all times, and please be careful. So for me, it also means ramp up my practice. Like, really think about why is it making me angry? And if it's making me angry, what can I do that can help me back down from the anger? I have to recognize it and deal with it. But it's anything I do if I'm angry is not going to have the best effect. So I need to practice and make sure my practice is steady and it's there for me. And when I do see something that I think is wrong, that I'm willing to step up, but I have to keep being present in the moment and not letting anger cause me to tip over and just be, the old lady yelling at somebody in the store. So it may come down to that, but there's so much we all need to do to make this world be a little bit brighter and to make it be more of a vision of what we'd like the world to be, instead of seeing it kind of become what we're afraid it's going to be. So let's sit. And if you can continue when I finish, first let's recite my wish. May I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with an ocean to cross, a refuge for those without shelter, a lamp for those without light, and a servant to all in need. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the unwise, only the wise, until the time I achieve Nibbana. So gently close your eyes. Be aware of your breathing. Focus your attention on your breath. Not on controlling your breath, but let your attention be on the sensations you experience as you breathe. Being aware that it's getting down into your belly. It's moving all through your lungs. Notice that the longer you sit, the calmer your breath will be, and the more subtle the sensations you're observing will be. Allow everything in your world around you. Just continue, go on as it is. Don't expect anything to change. The change comes from within you and from within me. So even if someone begins to bang a pot in the kitchen, just as you think you're really dissolving into nothingness, just let it be. The practice is in allowing it to be and not let it be a problem or an interference with you. We can't shut ourselves away from the world. All of our practice is about learning to be in this world and yet not be of this world. We will often find ourselves at odds with others, with our society, with the rules. So what we need to do is go within, bring our wisdom and the teachings we have, bring them within us, be with them, sit with them, and let them do the transformation within us. Let your resolve, your intention for today be to renunciate, which can mean letting things go we don't need. It can also mean not being envious or jealous of things that other people have. Embrace the quality of loving kindness and goodwill toward yourself and to all others. And let each word and each action in your day be completely harmless to yourself and to others. Sit with this intention, with this resolve. Stay with this resolve with each breath. No grasping, no anger, no harm. Let's end with my wish. May I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with an ocean to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, and a servant to all in need. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the unwise, only the wise, until the time I attain Nibbana. Keep sitting if you have the time. Have a beautiful day. Don't let anger spoil your day, your holidays. Be happy. Find joy in the little things, and be safe and keep those around you safe. Thank you so much. I can't sit with you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. because I have to have a trip to a doctor's appointment, just a regular one, but it can't be changed, and it's in Wisconsin. So I'll be doing that, and I will see you Sunday morning. Bye-bye.